Hello, I'm David Browne Murray. I'm a fingerstyle guitar player, keyboard player, lapsed trombone player, recording engineer, teacher, and composer. Sitting on the edge of my ma's bed with a quarter-sized classical guitar that was still too big for me. Approximately 5 or 6. I don't know. She says 4. I don't think I was that young. 5 or 6. It was a nightmare. It was very, very difficult. I kind of knew that I wanted to be doing this, but it went against my kind of nature as, you know, being up in front of people, being in crowds, being in bars, being in enclosed spaces with everybody else facing that way and you facing that way. Yeah, it was really, really difficult. I failed my way upwards, and then trying to get a good sound was a whole other technical nightmare that I think I really only resolved about 5 years ago when I got my new guitar. Yeah, definitely gimmicky it. Well, I like to warm up with a capo halfway up the guitar because it makes the action really, really low.
Right. Again, I'll keep that.
So I'm not.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm not running in. I just try and I'm inherently kind of like, I wouldn't say lazy, but I like making it as easy as possible. So I put the capo halfway up and just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Classical trick, and then 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And then 1, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4. Gets trickier as you go back down. That was very good at all. And then it gets even madder. Now you start to have a bit of a mental breakdown, and anyone else in the room definitely thinks you're crazy by this stage. You know what I mean?
There's that overlap too of talking by doing it, separation of brain.
Yeah.
You know, that's lovely.
And then just nice big chords for a while. And then this guy's good for the right hand. And then I'll put the capo down here and do it all over again. And I'll put the capo down here and
Oh,
do
right,
it over
okay.
again.
You'll keep doing that.
And then by the time the capo's off, the
Fingers are warm.
It's just warmed
The
up.
hands get moving.
I'm not gonna very few instruments that one can do a complete piece of music on. I mean, you can be, you know, a cappella singing, saxophone, violin. It's all good, like, but it's, if you want to smash bass into melody and multiply that out over a 90-minute or 2-hour show, I certainly would. I would get very tired of not hearing chords very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Piano can do it. Well, the piano sort of always sounds like piano to me.
Yeah.
And guitar can do it, and we got a wee orchestra to work with there. And that's definitely what attracted me to it.
Okay.
It was very, very fortunate. St. Malachy's was on tour on the East Coast, and at that stage, Berkeley sent their audition panel around the world. They had sent their panel to Dublin while I was in America, but we got in touch with them just to see if I could come down and do it in Boston. And one of my teachers, Michael Harrison, and I, Scoop paid for it too, it was pretty sound. We got a train down, we broke from the tour pattern. I think he was delighted to get away from it as well, and we spent the night, and I auditioned, and I got a letter a couple of weeks later offering $14,000 towards the fees, which sounds like
A lot.
everything. Tragically, uni
Yeah.
is so expensive out
Yeah.
there. It put enough of a dent that my mum could make it work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know that it would have worked otherwise.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that she doesn't,
Yeah.
do everything she can. And I don't know, I didn't really make the most of it, but I certainly don't regret going. I really don't regret going at all.
You mean-
I have well, to be honest, it started with film scoring. The interest in music came from the Terminator 2 theme song and trying to work that out on a tiny little keyboard when it was before the guitar thing even started, just fascinated by what I was hearing in soundtracks, and that was initially what took me to Boston, to Berkeley. I wanted to do that degree, and it's not a pipe dream, but it's not a plan either. I need to continue to just track the ideas and record them and send them out there, like we're saying about coins on the table. But I very much want that to be part of the musical package that I'm trying to deliver here.
It has to go out
It
there.
has to go out there, and I know that I've held myself back just with the sort of disbelief that it could be that simple. Just send it, make it, and ship it. And now I have a sort of opposite, borderline insane belief in that mechanism, and all this now is, helping me do all that. I would rather play for 10 people who've made that plan and made that commitment and parted with a little bit of money versus just kind of being the guy in the background for hundreds. And I don't really know why. I think it's because I was really, really bad at it for so long. That was the one that I had to just press through. Man, my ma used to pick me up from gigs, and I was in tears out at the back, very way too emotional over something now that I could just laugh off.
Give us an example. Like a mistake you made or something.
Not even so much a mistake, just like I took everything so thick. Any little joke, any little comment, any little "why aren't you singing?" any little that's good and all, but sensitive soul would be putting it quite mildly.
Yeah.
I now believe that I need that, and that's what I mean about bums and seats gigs. When I'm completely disarmed, the nerves, there's just no such thing. It just goes away, and it makes no sense to me, and it's class. And I see that being, I don't get it, but I have been in that crowd, and people have done that for me.
Yeah.
And that's magic. That's church like. So. It's pretty easy. To score a couple of films, video games, TV shows a year, nothing that would occupy all my time. To do a load of guitar performance gigs, I'll never say goodbye to that. I'm working on a lot of collaborations, get those up and running for a few, so maybe sort of bigger shows a year, probably less intimate, but more kind of jumping around, having fun, big sound type stuff. Like to continue to work in the studio on my terms with clients that are happy to be there, that aren't in any particular rush. And I really want to get playing trombone again. That's one thing I did in school that I've kind of. So yeah, kind of just an extension of what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
And as you said there, a bit of composing. I like doing the teaching as well. I'd like to take that to kind of more masterclass workshop level, where if the gig's in the evening and all the guitar nerds want to come down beforehand, throw in some sort of discount where if they buy both, you get a cheaper ticket to the gig. That just gets my hands warmed up, it gets me engaged, and it's just more effective. It's more time effective than seeing people one at a time. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm a million miles from it. I don't know. Ideas come rarely with guitar in hand, if that makes sense. I'll be working on something else. I'll be doing something. Tunes just come in, I don't know, or I'm humming something that I'm convinced already exists and it turns out it doesn't, or I'll be playing a bit of piano and I'll think, God, that would be much better on guitar, and then swap it over that way. Or I'll just try and rip something off. I'll hear something that I like the groove of, or I like the chord changes of, or I like the bass line of, and I'll just steal it unashamedly. Tommy support, definitely. There's a lesser known Tommy support that was in, I can't remember what it was. It was down south somewhere. And
this is Tommy Emmanuel we're talking
Emmanuel,
about.
sorry, yes, and that broke my heart because I did one song at the end between his sets, and I played an original, and afterwards he says, "Your writing's incredible, your guitar sucks, my engineer's the best," and he was having to wrestle with that, and that's kind of why another reason I love him. It wasn't just, "Oh yeah, very good," and on to the next thing. It was like, "No, you're onto something here, and that thing is hurting you." And I got a better one, and then went to that's the one I played at the Ulster Hall, and he was pretty delighted with that set, and that was a whole support set then. That was the whole 30-40 minutes, I can't even remember, 45 minutes maybe, 40 minutes. You get the flavour of it for sure. More shaker. watch them squirm, struggle. I'm not being forced to teach. I tried to teach one time through schools and stuff where it was kind of mandated, and it was rotten. It was a nightmare. But what I do now is just see people that really want to do. They know what I'm about, and it's like I'm saying, no scales, no grades, no exam preparation, that much music theory, but only if you want it. Heavy on the ear training and heavy on the hands-on guitar arrangements that play to my strengths. And when they want to come to do that, it's really good fun. And I don't like, there are people that haven't been playing that long, but I don't really see any beginners, because they're into it enough that between YouTube and a couple of books, they can do that initial legwork before they come along. And yeah, I see between 4 and 10 people a week, depending on their schedules. And because it's not my staple, I don't mind that. You know, half the people, they don't know their rota. It's impossible for them to commit to a certain time slot every single day. And I think I'm about as flexible as it gets when it comes to working around that. Because again, it's just one component of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's all guitar in hand, it's all good.
Excellent.
Plus I'm not at school, so I can curse at them, I can make mild threats and all that. I would say, when at home, don't put the guitar in its case ever. Take it out and leave it on the bed. And then every time you need the bathroom, every time you go upstairs, every time you have a cup of tea, everything, those little blasts of 5 minutes are so much more effective than not doing it for 2 days and then saying, right, I'm going to dedicate myself, I'm going to do 2 hours. You're not going to do 2 hours. And even if you do, there'll be maybe 8 or 10 minutes practice in there, and the rest of it will just be going through the motions. And I feel like that's the same for everything. I try and put that into cycling, exercising, eating for that matter. You know, all of it, just the wee bits, and let them add up, and try not to let more than a day or two go past. And then you'll not need a break, you'll not injure yourself, you'll not knack your fingers, you'll not fatigue your ear, you'll not spit the dummy out when you can't do the difficult bit. Not take this the wrong way, but feel free to give up. Just take it back up again. I don't know how many times I gave up on it, man. See that never give up platitude, it's for coasters, man, placemats. It's not really reflective. You're meant to metaphorically beat your head up against the wall and say this is rubbish and damn it, you know. Just come back to it, you know. You're a different person every day. Don't be too hard on yourself. And I dare say I've given up thousands of times. I just thought this is ridiculous, and you don't make any money, and blah 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 blah. It's bad for your mental health, and you're drinking too much, and then yeah, other people. Like, there's no such thing to me as a self-made musician. Like, I've got this resource right now, I've got next door, I've got friends, I've got the fella I'm living with, I got family. It is very, even when I am a soloist, it's a team effort. I hate these people up there going, I'm self-made, I did all this literally to a crowd who have paid to be there and put money in their pockets. It's a joke. And once I started asking for that help and listening to what people were saying, especially bits I didn't like hearing, and like, if that got you, if that got me, then it's probably on me. Yeah, sort of press on, give up frequently, take it back up again, and just press on.